Good morning, everyone. Are we all settled? I think there might be a few more people grabbing their coffee, but we can get started. Welcome to NYC Accelerator's Fall Symposium. We are so glad to have you all here today. We have a great agenda packed with a lot of wonderful activities, conversation. We have presenters from NYC Accelerator and DOB. So my name is Natasha Offman. I am NYC Accelerator's Community Outreach and Events Manager, and I will be your event facilitator today. Today, you will hear opening remarks from Laura Popa, from the Deputy Commissioner of Sustainability at the New York City Department of Buildings. Then we will hear presentations from Luke Surowiec, the Program Manager of NYC Accelerator, Jessica Horn, the Marketing Manager for NYC Accelerator, and you'll hear from our marketing coordinator, Claire Siwalek, as well. So like I said, here's what you can expect from our event today. We have a packed agenda. We just enjoyed some networking, some breakfast. I hope everyone is feeling fueled. We're going to hear opening remarks in just a moment here from Laura. Then we will provide program updates. You'll hear from Luke, Jessica, and myself. Then we are going to go in breakout sessions. Everybody should have received a name tag that denotes a breakout session. So if you're wondering why it says that, we have pre-assigned you, and there's signage around. We'll remind you when we get to that point in the event today. Just a note for our attendees who are joining us online, once we get to the breakout sessions, we will end the broadcast, and we will remind you about that when we get there as well. After the breakout sessions, we are going to reconvene in this room, and we will have our celebration for the NYC Accelerator Awards program, and then we will close out. So without further ado, I would like to hand it over to Laura Popa, the Deputy Commissioner of Sustainability, the NYC Department of Buildings. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you for having me here today. For those of you who have not met, my name is Laura, and I'm the new Deputy Commissioner for Sustainability at the Department of Buildings. I feel very old school, first of all, because we're here in person, and I'm delivering open remarks in person, and I have them typed on a piece of paper, not a presentation. I want to thank my colleagues at the Mayor's Office of Climate and Environmental Justice for your support and collaboration. And I want to thank NYC Accelerator for hosting this important event. Our continuing open dialogue with industry is instrumental to building a cleaner, greener New York City. We understand that property owners can't do this alone and need assistance from government to make the building retrofits necessary to reduce harmful carbon emissions. With policies and programs like Accelerator in place, we can bridge the gap with owners, transform the built environment, and deliver much needed support to communities in all 5 boroughs. We recently marked the 10th anniversary of Superstorm Sandy, a stark reminder of why New Yorkers must act now to build a resilient and sustainable future for tomorrow. As you all know, the science is irrefutable. To mitigate climate change, we need to slash greenhouse gas emissions. And for New York City, that means improving our 1 million buildings, which emit 68% of the city's carbon emissions. Mayor Adams has made it very clear that his administration is fully committed to achieving carbon neutrality in 2050. We've seen this commitment through support of the NYC Accelerator program and through the recent creation at DOB of the Bureau of Sustainability, which I am proud to lead. The Bureau will spearhead all sustainability and energy efficiency initiatives at DOB. This includes policies related to energy code, benchmarking, energy audits, lighting retrofits, energy grading, and the implementation of Local Law 97. So, fun fact, I was responsible in part for drafting most of these pieces of legislation. So it's very ironic that I am here at DOB today implementing them. Also, lighting retrofits is a 2025 deadline we have on that one. And back in 2008, we were all laughing about where are we going to be in 2025 when this comes due. And so it's very ironic where I am. On to Local Law 97. As you know, it was passed in 2019 as the centerpiece of New York City's plan to reduce greenhouse gas emissions over the next 3 decades. It's one of the most consequential tools we have to fight climate change in our city. For 3 years, DOB has worked with an advisory board to help develop recommendations for implementation. Volunteer members on the board include private sector, nonprofit, and government stakeholders who are providing invaluable expertise on how we can support this groundbreaking law. More recently, we published the first proposed rule, which provides critical guidance for building owners on how to calculate and report their greenhouse gas emissions. The proposed rule is open for public comment, and we're going to have a hearing this Monday, 11 o'clock, 14th. And testimony we receive will inform future decision-making and the final adopted rule. Many additional rules are coming and still being discussed, and we're excited to make more announcements on this front in the coming months, and particularly related to penalties. Achieving the needed emissions reductions and energy efficiency improvements to reach carbon neutrality in 2050 means we have a lot of work to do to support building owners. That's exactly where NYC Accelerator comes in. NYC Accelerator is designed to help our city transform how our buildings are built and operate. The program works to activate building decision makers through technical assistance and education. It prepares the market for long-term decarbonization and compliance with laws such as Local Law 97. Each of you here today are critical to achieving the city's carbon emissions goals because your organizations provide vital services to the building industry. Whether it's education, construction, funding, or community organizing, these contributions add up to transforming the future of our city. Recently, NYC Accelerator has supported DOB through an outreach campaign to buildings affected by our new proposed rule to help them understand the law's impact on their buildings and navigate the landscape to make upgrades on time. We are proud to work with our colleagues at NYC Accelerator, and we are proud to work with all of the many stakeholders in this room to make Local Law 97 a success. You will hear from NYC Accelerator, their team, about how they are changing the future of our built environment, one upgrade, one building, and one training at a time. You will also learn about the wins already achieved through the hard work of our partners here today. Decarbonized, energy-efficient buildings mean a healthier environment and a more sustainable future for our city. On many issues in this country, New York City is a leader. When we take action, we are creating a roadmap for other cities across the US and the world to follow. It's an honor to continue to be part of this work, and I look forward to what we will all achieve together. Thank you again for having me here today, and I will now hand it over to Luke.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thank you, Laura. Really appreciate that. And thanks everyone for joining us here in person and virtually. Wanted to just take a few minutes to highlight some of our recent accomplishments of the program, but also some takeaways from our last symposium that we had in the spring. So like today, we had breakout sessions. So one of our breakout sessions was on Local Law 97. There we used some of the feedback from our breakout session to inform our most recent Local Law 97 outreach and assistance campaign that launched earlier this year in August. It was very clear that we needed to do more simplified messaging, and that's kind of the strategy we've been pursuing. The other breakout session was about addressing environmental justice here in New York. And we heard loud and clear, and part of the design of the program is to reach a lot of underserved and LMI communities. We have, as a result of that, of some of the feedback we've gotten, we have placed more and conducted more Spanish placements Spanish-speaking placements for our ads through paid media, earned media, and have just put a lot more effort onto that. Also, a lot more emphasis on future design with the community involvement. As far as the market transformation session, we also heard that property managers, decision makers need to be connected to the actual technology providers to start the process of decarbonization and especially electrification, where it gets a little bit more complicated. So we started a accelerating decarbonization series. Our first webinar was focused on packaged terminal heat pumps for heating and cooling, and it was a great successful event. Again, connecting service providers and technology providers directly to folks that want to implement this work. Quick recap on our goals and a little bit about our progress. So these are our big high-level goals. We are to assist close to 6,000 buildings across New York City with decarbonization work, place students within clean energy and broader real estate industry internships, help with the carbon challenge and continue to build momentum there, the city-run carbon challenge, and develop the PACE financing hub. So to date, we have completed and assisted completed projects within at least 1,000 buildings across New York. We have a pipeline of more, actually at this point, more than 6,000 buildings that we're currently assisting with to get even more buildings to complete projects. We have completed our internship placement program. We've placed close to 100 students across New York City. These are CUNY, mostly STEM students or folks that have social science backgrounds. And again, placing them to be the future of our clean energy here in New York and really bring in that sustainability focus into the real estate world. And lastly, we are just gearing up to launch our financing campaign, which will have start in early 2023. And as part of that, we just released a financing RFQ for capital providers. So that's actually out and open and on the street. So we'll have PACE and non-PACE solution providers for financing to assist, the broad needs that are out there in the market for different types of buildings and different types of organizations. Another really great thing we just completed recently was this building lookup, or we're calling it a building energy snapshot tool. It's right on our homepage. And, one of the first questions we get asked very often is, what does local law 97 mean to me? And this tool helps you figure that out really quickly within a few seconds. You type in your address and can quickly find out if you may be looking at a potential fine, when, how much, and directionally it gives you an idea of what's the delta that you need to close before your compliance period. And obviously we're here to help you interpret this data more and give you a little bit more information that we have access to. And obviously all the recommendations and next steps related to actually implementing the work and to get into compliance. We also launched a very successful service provider program. So to date, we have 144 participating contractors, 22 of which are MWBE certified firms here from New York. Very proud of this program because, it's a necessary part of the program because we are here as the educators, activators, and connectors. We need the service provider community and everybody here in this room really to actually implement this work and to push the message out to all the buildings that need to decarbonize here in New York. So Andrew Kringas is here, who runs our program. Please say hi to Andrew. Andrew's going to be leading one of our sessions later. He's done a great job to stand this program up, activate all the service providers, and keep them engaged and connected to our account team to support the flow of these projects and the implementation of these projects. And in terms of our goals related to training, we have also fairly recently stood up our energy learning center online. This is a combination of custom trainings that we have for local law 97, for new electric buildings, basically specific buildings related to New York City buildings, and what we try to talk about related to new and existing buildings, especially in the context of local law 97 and all electric. But there's also a whole catalog of over 300 trainings in there that are available to service providers, but also anybody really that's interested in taking them to help brush up on skills related to business or just general energy efficiency and real estate type of subjects. And we've trained over 350 or so participants so far, and that number has been growing. It's just been a few months since that has been open. All right, well, without further ado, I will turn it over to our marketing manager, Jessica, to get into some of the details around some of our marketing outreach and marketing campaigns recently. And thanks again for joining us today.
Thanks, Luke. As Luke mentioned, I'm going to share a look back at the marketing campaigns that we are just coming off of a very, very busy fall, and then do a look ahead for future marketing campaigns that we're planning for early next year. I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about the Building Action NYC campaign. As I mentioned in the spring, this campaign is designed to inspire action for building decision makers is to inspire action for building decarbonization across the program's 3 target audiences, mainly building decision makers, but also enablers and influencers of those decision makers. And as we shared last spring, we had an exciting media event with Mayor Adams on Earth Day to launch Building Action NYC. And since then, we've deployed many additional campaign components, including several toolkits, and some highlights of the campaign. We have 83 building referrals to date and 8 pledges to adopt a building, as well as the Financing Your Building toolkit that we have on our website had over 600 website views and downloads. The next campaign I'm going to cover is the Target Neighborhoods campaign. Marketing for this program is designed to amplify our offerings and services to all building decision makers, but especially the hard to reach audiences, and to amplify the reach of our neighborhood focused track, which targets Central Brooklyn, Upper Manhattan, and the South Bronx. We deployed marketing tactics that started in June and that are going to run through the end of this month. And these channels are targeting those specific communities. And we've designed the content, as Luke mentioned, based on specific needs of these audiences and these neighborhoods, tailoring the message so it's effective for building decision makers who don't need to necessarily comply with Local Law 97. These are smaller buildings. We geo-targeted the ads to these specific neighborhoods, and we also translated the advertisements and placed them in Spanish in popular Spanish language, the most popular Spanish language publication in New York, El Diario. Promotional tactics, additional promotional tactics included linked NYC kiosks around the city, e-blasts, and several other paid media channels. LinkedIn, Google search, responsive display, and we had an organic social media campaign, as well as a postcard deployed to these building owners between 5 and 25,000 square feet in the target neighborhoods. And we've seen over 6 million impressions from our paid media campaign, and over 30 contact forms submitted on our contact form on the website as a result of these efforts. New York City Summer of Solar. This was one of our 2 outreach and assistance campaigns that we launched over the summer. It was a reminder, outreach and assistance campaigns are a combined outreach and marketing effort. We take data and we use data to identify the issues or the opportunities in the market, and we target specific audiences to deliver these solutions. And the marketing and outreach teams work very closely together to create meaningful, action-oriented solutions, and we're promoted them through an integrated marketing campaign. And the first campaign that we ran, again, was the Summer of Solar campaign. It ran from late June through the end of September. And this campaign was designed to address all building owners and property managers that may not be aware of local laws 92 and 94, and that solar counts towards local law 97 compliance. And it was also, the campaign was also designed to address the need to accelerate the adoption of solar in the city to help meet the city's goals of installing 250 megawatts of solar power for private sector by 2025. Again, the campaign launched in late June, shortly after the NYSERDA announced the historic increases to incentives for installing solar technology, allowing us to really grab the attention of decision makers around these like limited time offers and attractive incentive options. Some marketing tactics for this campaign included a new landing page for the Summer of Solar, where we added this new solar visualization that you see on the right, and that was added to the back of our solar one-pager, and that is also available in English and Spanish. And this campaign was amplified also via social paid media, including print and digital ads in The Real Deal, paid search, and promoted content as well. And some of the examples of those ads are also on the screen. For the Summer of Solar campaign, we hosted 3 events and attended 2 partner events focused on solar. Then we developed a partner toolkit to amplify the message to help get out to different audience groups. We sent 2 e-blasts to buildings that are solar viable. And then social media campaign that focused on solar technical assistance, including videos about solar PV technology. And finally, we conducted media outreach and placed an op-ed penned by MOCEJ's Executive Director, Kizzy Charles Guzman, in local media publications, including Spanish-speaking outlets. We're really excited about this campaign. It was highly successful. We generated 397 solar project inquiries in 384 properties. Next campaign that I will cover is our second outreach and assistance campaign that launched, soft launched in August, and we had the hard launch around Climate Week in September. Luke alluded to it, but it is around advancing local law 97 compliance and decarbonization in New York City buildings. So who here was at the Spring Symposium? Raise of hands. And who participated in the Local Law 97 breakout session that Luke referenced? There must have been more of you. Well, that feedback was really invaluable. The feedback that we received, the insights that we received, as Luke mentioned, really did help us to craft our messaging for the Local Law 97 campaign. And so thank you all for your participation. Just another example of how stakeholders' feedback is really taken in and integrated into the program. And, you know, this addresses the issue that many building owners and project or property managers who are subject to local law 97, they don't necessarily know how to they don't understand how to reach compliance or navigate the complex landscape towards compliance. So we're here to educate them about the law because there are still people that don't know that they're on the hook for the law. So we're here to educate them, simplify it as much as possible, and target the buildings that do need to comply. And here is an example of the marketing tactics for the campaign. It included a pretty robust paid advertising campaign. Okay, some more participation of the audience. Who in the room has seen any of these ads on the streets of New York? Whoa, I'd love to see all those hands. They've been, we've tried to plaster the city, radio ads, Link NYC kiosk, bus shelter ads, ads in local trade publications, The Real Deal, Habitat Magazine, The Cooperator, really trying to reach those target audiences of the building owners, property managers who need to comply, to let them know the law exists, the law is coming, compliance is coming. They need to act now to be in compliance ahead of when the fines are going to start. So we tried to simplify the message and make it as clear as possible that the NYC Accelerator is here to provide that support. In addition to the paid media campaign, we developed a landing page that houses the collateral pieces, including this new visualization that we developed on the right on the different compliance pathways for the local law. And as Luke demonstrated, we developed and deployed the building energy snapshot to allow building owners as well as everyday New Yorkers to get some preliminary information on where their building stands in terms of local law 97 compliance. Last question for the audience. Who here has used the building energy snapshot? All right, that's good. Well, everyone else, make sure you go to our website, not right now, because you need to continue listening to us and participating. But after the event, please go to the website, check it out, see how your building's doing, how your neighbors are doing. It's a really, really valuable tool. In addition, we hosted 2 events over the fall, including one that we co-hosted with District 33 Council Member Lincoln Rustler, and one with opening remarks from in October from Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine. And at that event, we had panelists from Bright Power and L&M Development Partners. And we also developed a comprehensive toolkit to amplify the message about local law 97 and give it to our partners to share these important messages. And we deployed 2 e-blasts over the fall and focused on buildings who are on the hook for local law 97 compliance. Additionally, we launched a social media campaign that focused on technical assistance that we can provide for local law 97, including an animated explainer video with Mayor Eric Adams. Okay, one more question. Who's seen the video? All right, well, something else you guys have to add to your to-do list is also go to our website and check out the animated video. It's gives a great simplified explanation of the local law. Everyone here in the room is probably experts on the law. So, but it's great to be able to share with your networks and building owners and property managers that you work with. Helps really simplify it. And to date, this campaign has generated over 1,800 project activities in over 2,300 buildings. Something else that we are very proud of. And it's going to continue through the end of the month and throughout the next program year. So what is next? Coming off the first 2 outreach and assistance campaigns, we are busy. The marketing team and outreach teams are very busy planning for the next 2 that are coming up in early 2023. As Luke mentioned, we're going to be launching a campaign around financing energy efficiency and renewable energy upgrades. As we know, the transition towards a low carbon future in New York requires significant amount of capital, as electrification projects do have high costs. So the financing campaign's intention is to educate the market on the various financing options available. It'll focus on NYC Accelerator PACE as well as non-PACE long-term financing options. Other marketing campaigns you can expect to see from us include amplifying our message on our new buildings offering as well as our trainings offering. And we're excited to share progress and results on those campaigns with you at our next symposium in May. So with that, brings the programmatic updates part of the presentation to a close, and I will hand it back to you, Natasha. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura, Luke, and Jessica, for really wonderful presentations. At this point, we are going to say goodbye to the folks who have joined us online, who are watching virtually. Please stay in touch if you have a building or know someone who could engage with our program. Anybody who needs help, we are here to serve you. You can contact us via phone, email, on the web. You can also scan the QR code on the screen and refer that building to us, and we would love to help you. So thank you for joining us online, and we are going to end the broadcast. And now for the exciting part for our folks who are here with us today. We have a really lovely showing, and we're really excited to continue the conversation. So you heard that we had breakout sessions at our spring symposium touching on a variety of important topics. We have taken that feedback into account, and as both Luke and Jessica highlighted, we really use that feedback that we collect during these breakout sessions to inform our upcoming plans. So Jessica just completed previewing what some of those upcoming plans are, and these topics are designed to help us inform what's coming down the pike. We also heard at our spring symposium that you wish you had more time to talk. So we extended the sessions a little bit longer so you have more time to talk, converse, share ideas. That's what we really want to do. We're even running a little bit ahead of schedule, so we may extend them a little farther, but we will reconvene here around noon for our NYC Accelerator Awards ceremony, where we will recognize our current NYC Accelerator Awards participants. So everybody should have a breakout session assignment on their badge. Just take a moment to look at your badge. If you are in session 1, you're staying put in this room. There's signage that is around, but if you are in session 2, you will be in the boardroom, which is straight back to the right and then straight back some more. You'll see signage. And if you are in session 3, talking about long-term energy planning and decarbonization, you will be in the room, the tech demo room that is right there. So that's it for our presentations. We're going to break for the breakout sessions, and thank you to all of our presenters.